this is recorded. All right, Andrew, you're first.
All right, cool. Well, for one, I'm finally closing today. I'm going to the closing table to sell this house. This is my first listing.
Beautiful, sir.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Come in afterwards, and we'll give you a bottle of champagne, and we'll do some boomerangs with you.
Oh, right on. Totally. And then also, I got a listing yesterday too.
Congrats.
Boom. Rock on.
Now, I want to make sure I'm keeping all these deals of yours straight. So you wrote the note to Cassandra's friend, but you actually got the listing from someone else from that, right?
Yeah, from Cassandra's mom. So Cassandra told me about her neighbor was moving. So I wrote the letter to her, and then I came over and talked to her mom about her house too. And she actually had a realtor she was going to use to sell her house, but since I'm more familiar with the area, she's going to use me as the listing agent, and then her friend for the buyer's agent. So we're both, like, I guess, happy or whatever.
Yeah, sometimes you keep them happy that way. But your job now is to impress that person so much so, and make sure that experience is just A++, that she never thinks about using a different realtor.
Definitely.
So you went in there, and number one, you had to share with her that your experience in the neighborhood, or, you know, the fact that you live nearby and that you got a lot of energy and that you want to help, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the listing. Now we're going to parlay that listing into going back and clobbering that Coldwell Banker agent that's courting Cassandra's friend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have we done that yet?
Yes. I talked to, I texted yesterday. I haven't heard anything back. So I was going to wait till maybe a little bit later on and see what they say. But yeah, I texted them as well. So maybe if I don't hear anything later, I'll give them a call or something.
Okay. So remember that was, so one of the things that Andrew and I talked about yesterday was going back to using the new listing as leverage, right? Mm-hmm. So saying, hey, I just had some really great news to share with you. Are you available at 1 o'clock tomorrow for a minute? Right? Now, by the way, what that's doing is it's creating curiosity, it's creating energy, and it's controlling when that conversation happens, right? You don't say, call me anytime that you want. You say, call me at this time because that's when I'm available and that's when I want to focus with you, right? So then she's going to call, hopefully, and say, oh, what's the news? What's the big deal, right? At which point Andrew would say, hey, I'm actually going to be listing your neighbor's property. And anytime that somebody comes and is curious about that home, they obviously want to know what's going on with other homes in the neighborhood. So now's the perfect time to get your home online. And since I'm going to be doing the marketing, I'm going to have access to all these new people. So now's the time. Would you like me to go ahead and send you over the paperwork? Right? Let's get started. Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
so
pretty much.
the other Coldwell Banker agent don't have no other listings in the neighborhood, do they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the good thing about that is that, say, they might not have seen that house on the FMLS, but saw the neighbor's house and came over to see Mrs. Wright's house, but then saw, hey, right next to it, same agent is listing another house. I can just call that agent since we've already talked to him to see this one. And guess what? Your house is vacant. So we can go look at it really pretty much at any time.
That's right. So. That's right. And almost immediately you're going to pop up as kind of the neighborhood guy.
Uh-huh.
Right. And then we can talk a little offline about how to push that message on your Facebook platform. Mm-hmm. But I think that's phenomenal. So we got one listing. And we're hopefully about to get another one. And Andrew's going to close for the first time today. So, man, what a day. What a day. Good for you, man. Okay, who else? Anyone else?
Well, I typed in my listing contract for the land. I wrote that up last night. So I'm listing that. So I have a new listing.
Great job. Great job.
going out today, showing another property, and we'll see how that goes. I'm feeling confident.
Cool. Can I want to share just one thing I'm observing about you, if that's okay.
Sure.
So I think it was yesterday morning, Shauna made a post that was not really, it was kind of real estate related. But one thing that she inserted in there, which I thought was really great, was the morning call, right? Just the fact that when somebody says, hey, this is a priority, I'm a learning-based person, and I'm in a coaching relationship, and I have a community of people that are here to support me, it just levels up that level of professionalism and commitment. And so anyone that watches that video will not only say, oh my gosh, she's got a cool new listing, or oh, she's active in the community today, but they're going to say, now she's serious about her work, right? Because she's taken her professional relationship to the next level. So it's just that little insertion that I think makes such a big deal. So good work on that too.
Oh, thanks.
Beautiful. Okay. Who else wants to share something? All right, let's do a little calendaring real fast. Got a lot of calendar stuff going on. I only had one person, not that I was trying to get a lot of attention by this, but I thought that more than one person would say something. We're gonna be making an announcement pretty soon, and only one person was curious who the new assistant team leader is gonna be.
Because that one person's a know-it-all.
Keeping it a secret, Bill. You can't say I'm going to keep it a secret and then expect us to
ask.
Well, I said it was going to be a secret like 6 hours after I posted the message. Anyway, okay, so today at 12 o'clock, from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, we have Tyler Carter coming to speak with us. He is past Roswell Rookie of the Year. Real sharp guy, super sharp guy. He has been on the Curtin team for a couple of years. He's one of their top buyers agents, and we're going to learn about his story. He's also attracted a handful of people to Keller Williams, so we might chat about that for a second. Tyler is just professional to the nines, or to the tens, whatever the line is. Okay, and we're going to do a little Q&A with him, and I'm going to ask him some questions about teams, right? Many of you kind of know my take on teams. But we're going to hear it from somebody who has been on a team and who's been incredibly successful, yet feels obviously it's still the benefit of being on a team. So I just want to pick his brain a bit on that. Then we're going to have our launch mastermind from 1 to 2. This Monday, we had some recommendations to be a little bit more clear with what we were previously calling basic skills camp. So I probably need a little help with the marketing on this, but I just called it sharpening your skills. So sharpening your skills Monday is going to be from 2 to 3 each Monday. This upcoming Monday is going to be on scripts and dialogues. And the following Monday is going to be on negotiation strategies. That's the third, negotiation strategies. Okay. I have also scheduled out for the next couple of weeks our Friday guests. Our Friday guest today, obviously, is Tyler. The following week is going to be our new assistant team leader. I almost botched that. The following week, nice try. The 31st is going.
Market Center?
Sorry?
Is it somebody from the Market Center or outside?
The following week is going to be on the 7th.
You can give us that, Bill.
I can't tell you. No, I don't want to. I don't want to ruin anything. So she'll. The 31st will be the new assistant team leader. The 7th is going to be Stacy Schuler-Cannon. She is a co-owner and co-founder of the Georgia Homes Group and the Maine Homes Group with Roseanne Blatcher. And she's a previous current coach actually, and she specializes in the DISC personality assessment. I know Heather had some questions about DISC, and I know Andy and Leslie kind of sprinkled it into some of their discussions yesterday. So we're going to make sure that you guys get that training as soon as you can. So when we say, oh yeah, they're a high D, or oh, they're a high S, or oh, they're a low I, or whatever, you guys know exactly what that means. And you're able to very quickly cater your approach and how you speak, how fast you speak, how energetically you speak, what you speak about to them so that you can immediately build rapport. Okay, I'll give you a very, very quick run through of that. A D is direct. Okay, they just want to get to the bottom line, right? The thing they like the least is to have their time wasted, right? So when you're dealing with the D, if they ask you what time it is, just tell them what time it is. Don't tell them how to build a clock. Okay, they just want the answers, short and to the point. Okay, high I is somewhat similar, or somewhat the opposite, right? They want to talk. Lots of color, lots of flash, lots of me. A lot of realtors are I's, and it's all good. Okay, S is steady. Okay, steady. They don't like change. They like routine. They like things to be, you know, calm and, you know, not a lot of like randomness, right? They like things in order. Okay. I'm sorry, I got that confused. That's C. C, constant. They like nice and constant. And S is very much like relationship driven. Okay. Far more people in the world are S's and C's than D and I's. So that's why it's so important to build these relationships, okay? So we're gonna go into some detail about how to serve somebody based on their personality profile. An example of that would be what happens if you walk into somebody's home and you're, you know, touring their home in preparation to list it, and you see that everything is just in perfect order, right? There's no random stacks anywhere. You go into their closet and it's like black and brown and dark gray and then lighter gray and then off-white and white. Everything is perfectly organized. Shoes are in all the right places, right? Everything is put away. They live life a certain way, right? You go into somebody's house and it's totally sloppy. They live life a totally different way. And that's okay. And they want to receive information and interact with people differently. Okay. If you go into somebody's house and the house is full of a bunch of trophies and plaques and certificates and awards, it's up there for a reason. They want to talk about it. I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying that's bad. It just is what it is. And our job is to build rapport as quickly as possible. That is a sign on how to build rapport with that person. Okay. So that's going to be on August the 7th, Friday. And then August the 14th is Jay Corey. Jay was previously in Alpharetta. He moved down to join Mike Price's team about a year and a half ago. Crushed it on Mike's Price team. And he just went on his own. So we can get a really interesting perspective from him as well. That guy is literally like an assassin on the telephone. I mean, he is phenomenal, okay? And he wasn't always that way. So we're gonna learn a little bit more about how that skill set developed, okay? Any questions on any of that?
Nope, but thanks for getting those people. I'm excited.
Beautiful. If there are other people that you would like me to reach out to, including some people outside the Market Center, I could, you know, I've got a fairly big net. I can reach out to some folks as well. Okay.
Okay.
I'm also going to, for those that are in the growth and emerging group, so let's just say 4 and up, 4 units a year and up. I sent out a message on our WhatsApp last night that I would love to get some engagement on. I just want to chat a little with you about how to take our kind of little group to the next level, make sure that we're delivering exactly what you want and desire, making sure we're giving you the attention you need, and making sure we're not only focused on the basic stuff, but focused on the high-end stuff as well, okay? Make sense? Okay, what did everyone think of the Chartmasters yesterday? Tell me what you've learned.
The doom and gloom has not come to Atlanta.
Okay, tell me more about that, Jan, please.
Well, you know, everything you hear in the news, oh, how the market's crashing and, you know, housing's going to be so bad. You know, it's probably, from what I heard, my take on it is that yes, things are going to come down, but I've been saying this, I don't think the Atlanta market is going to crash like everybody's predicting, and simply because we have no inventory. And we're so behind the book on inventory that anything coming to the market is going to be a huge welcome. And I think it will spur a lot of people that have just said they can't buy because there's nothing out there to buy, to jump in the market because of the low interest rates. So there's going to be that avenue for us to pull from for buyers.
Right. The only thing that I would say to add to that is that, you know, everything is kind of a moment in time, right? So we can analyze the stats based on what we've experienced and what is happening today. But let's say, and I'm not forecasting this, but the next couple of months are going to be pretty chaotic, right? We've got an election coming up. We've got some of the unemployment benefits are changing. Some of the deferments are coming due, like, you know, mortgage deferments. So people are in a very, these next couple of months are going to be pretty interesting. And I'm not saying this could happen overnight, but because a lot of these people have equity, they could then say, well, I can't afford this home, yet I don't want the bank to take my 60 grand in equity, so I'm going to put my home on the market. And that could happen with a lot of people in a very short amount of time. So I think, like Jan suggested, one of the things that's holding us or protecting us from some deterioration in price is just the fact that there's not that much available. But if overnight or in a very quick amount of time, we get a glut of homes on the market, that could start to adjust. Does everyone see that? Now, these are things that our people count on us to conceptualize and to be able to verbalize. Okay, how do you guys feel about explaining stuff like that?
Pretty confident after the Chartmasters.
Yeah,
Okay, beautiful.
I was going to say somewhat confident, explaining it at a pretty high level.
Okay, great. Now, I could give you, you know, every bit of data in the universe. Yet if your family that could support that this is the right time to sell or the wrong time to sell, or the right time to buy or the wrong time to buy. However, if you are working with a family that is not, quote, trying to time the market, they just need to sell, right? Because the house is too big or the house is too small or it's in the wrong town or whatever, then, you know, everyone can't time the market. Sometimes people just need to buy because they need to buy, right? And sometimes people just need to sell because they got to sell. So it's not like if somebody calls you today and say, hey, I want to like to buy, you don't go to them and say, oh my gosh, it's a total seller's market, blah, blah, you're never gonna, this isn't the right time to buy. It may be, right? So help them understand you got to live somewhere. So you're either going to buy where you live or you're going to rent where you live, right? So let's talk about what that buying process would look like, and let's run some financials, and let's talk about what the renting process would look like, and let's run some financials, and then you can make a decision for yourself. But in the last 80 years, there's never been cheaper money, okay? So that's a big part of it. Okay, I got friends that are refinancing that literally bought like a month ago that are already refinancing.
I think the stats help, like they've helped with my buyers to help set expectations and to talk about like negotiating the offer. So the stats have helped in that aspect because of the very low inventory. They realize now that there's not a lot on the market, that the things that are on the market are moving really fast. So we can't like fool around a lot. If they like something, we need to jump on it.
Exactly. And sometimes you need to use those slides to control a seller's expectation of the market too, right? I know you see a lot of homes, multiple offers, above list price, and quick sales. However, a third of the properties, or I think it's 27% of the properties, are still not selling. And another 27% of the homes are only selling after a price reduction. So still 50% of the time, I think it's 53 or 54% of the time, the seller and the agent are not putting the right price on the home. Make sense?
Yes.
You know,
what are some other
something that would be great, Bill, is if, you know, when they do those Chartmasters classes, and anytime they bring up Chartmasters, they just blow through those slides so quickly. It's very difficult to understand and comprehend what they're telling us. And some of those slides are so important, but it would be nice if we could have like a scripts practice around, you know, class around maybe once a week or once every couple weeks around each of those individual really important slides.
Okay.
So that it would be, we would have scripts to use and be comfortable in those scripts.
I
Okay.
agree. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and I was going to say, just remember that that is being recorded, the Chartmasters presentation, so you can go back and listen to it and pause it as you need to read through and understand what they're saying.
Right. No, I hear you, Jan, and I appreciate you bringing that up, Pam. I did this past week the basic skills camp on Monday. We focused on Chartmasters, and then the following morning, which would have been the morning of the 21st, the morning huddle, we focused on Chartmasters. So you can also go back and watch both of those videos for some more content. I do believe that, Jan, you're completely right, and I'm speaking to my coach a little bit about this today. I want to bring a little bit more clarity and organization to our morning huddles as well. So, you know, we might do something like, you know, Monday's morning huddle is going to be on Chartmasters scripting or something of that nature. So, again, I'm hopefully you guys and our relationships together have figured out that I'm wide open to commentary and feedback and criticism and suggestions. So just shout them out and let's make this program perfectly a perfect match for you. Okay.
I really like the combination of those ideas, because if you pick one slide specifically to talk about every week that we can use as something to then talk to people about and kind of have it on the mark, you know, have a finger on the pulse, so to speak.
Yeah.
If we get that on Monday, then we can do, like, I really like how Liz has been doing the morning Monday videos. This is the thing. So
Yeah.
if we discussed it on Monday at our meeting and then we all made a video for the Monday thing, and then we had stuff to talk about with people and it's kind of informed that way, I find that to be a very helpful thing.
I completely agree. And remember, your people are going to respond to, you know, emotion. What they say is, what's the logic makes you think? Logic is the data, right? And emotions make you act. So if you show the slide or you communicate what the slide is telling us from an evidence-based, right? 33% of homes sell at or above list price. That's the logic that gets them intrigued, that gets them curious, and then emotion makes them act. So now you have the data. Let me help interpret it for you, right? What does that mean if you're a seller? How do we use this new information to price your home correctly to be a great seller, right? And if you're a buyer and you still need to buy and you want to take advantage of the low interest rates, well, you're going to have to be successful in this marketplace where there's a lot of multiple offers and people bidding up the property. So why is it important to work with a real estate agent that knows how to do this? Let me give you a quick tip, right? Would you like to learn the 4 strategies I use to win multiple offer situations? Let's talk, right? If you're buying below $400,000 today, there's a good chance you're going to be in a multiple offer situation. Would you like to know the 4 strategies that me and my team use? Make sense?
Yeah, I really like that. And if we get the slide, like, I mean, right now, all the information that goes there, I am newer, but all of those slides, to me, it's so overwhelming because they all seem good. I don't know which way to go. It's a little like, how do you choose which one? And like everything that they say is so big, and then trying to get everything done to go back and watch the whole video to figure out which one. That, for me, that's personally, like, it's hard to choose. It's creating that.
It's, you know, it's all great and fine and well that so many people understand Chartmasters, but there's so many of us that have don't comprehend it. I understand it. I don't comprehend it. I just need I need some help slowing down and getting, I'm a why person. So there's a lot of details in the Chartmasters charts that I need some why answers. So if we could take it one slide at a time, and like Heather said, you know, be really productive with that one slide, it would help tremendously. Because somebody sitting there and explaining Chartmasters as a whole to me is not helping me.
I honestly start zoning because my brain doesn't capture all of that quickly.
So I'm going to ask you guys to do some homework with me, okay? I'm going to go back and look through. I mean, I've looked at Chartmasters slides for over 10 years, so I pretty much know which slides to go to right away. And that's what I focused on Tuesday, by the way, in the morning huddle. What I would like for you to do, and there's new slides all the time, so I'm going to go back through all the reports, okay? And I'm going to find the handful of slides that I feel are the most impactful for both buyers and or sellers. What I would like you two guys to do is go through the packet and identify. You could just simply take a picture. If you take a picture, I'll know exactly where to find it, okay? Take a picture of the slide that you don't quite understand, right? That you got some questions about. I don't really know how to use this if I'm talking to a seller. I'm not sure how to use this if I'm talking to a buyer. There's just too much stuff on this slide. I don't feel it's important. Is this an important one? Just take a picture of it, send it to me, and I'll make sure it's part of the stack. And then I will use what you're sending to me as the curriculum to help you understand Chartmasters better. That way, when Chartmasters comes out, you're basically saying, okay, let me go to those 5 or 10 slides that I know I like, right? And see how those have changed. Let me look through the packet real fast to see if there's anything new. And then let me get back to helping people buy and sell real estate. Make sense?
Yeah. So, I mean, but I do like I have that like level of trust of, it's not that I don't want to necessarily go do the work myself. I don't consider it a lazy. I consider it if you have that experience and it's really easy for you to present, I feel this week, this one's great for sellers. I feel this week, this one's great for buyers. This is why.
Oh, I hope you didn't think I'm implying that somebody's lazy.
No, that's my own self-criticism.
Okay, that's like giving you an IKEA desk to put together with no instructions. It's like, here's all the tools. I'm like, if you look hard enough, I'm sure you can figure it out. Why don't we just take the shortcut if we can? Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, please don't hear that. Please hear that we've got a lot of shortcuts and a lot of tools and many people in this room, got it, that are super experienced and have used these tools very successfully with buyers and sellers. And we're going to save you time by helping you cut right to the chase and know exactly what to use. Now, by the way, that doesn't preclude you from saying, hey, Bill, I really like this slide. You know, why don't you use this slide? Or I'm going to use this slide in my presentations. Just teach me how to use it. I'm more than happy to do that too. So the takeaway here is send me what you're curious about, or send me what you feel like it might be a really impactful slide, and I'll put it all together, and then we'll start to create some order around Chartmasters and scripting, and we'll start to create some order around our morning sessions too, okay?
Okay, yeah, because I had to laugh yesterday because the slides Leslie was saying, take out, those make my brain hurt. I'm like, oh, look, there's color coding. I actually might be able to get this one.
Yeah, well, you know, they've been doing it for a long time as well. And we're trying to put you in we're trying to give you a ton of information in a short amount of time. So I get it. I totally get it. Beautiful, guys. Have a wonderful morning. Let's go get some leads. And I will see you at 12 o'clock.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Take it
you.
easy.
Have a great day.
You too.